Can you just introduce yourself and your role here at SNHU?
My name is Wanda Bradley. I am an adjunct professor here at Southern New Hampshire University. I've been teaching here since 2017, I believe. And my field of study is data analytics. Those are the courses, data mining, data analytics are the courses I mainly teach. My background has been in IT since I was a teeny tot, focusing on data management, data governance, data modeling, data architects. So I've lived my entire career in the data management realm. And I have a passion for it, so I love it. I love it.
Well, it's great to meet you. And today we're talking about SNHU's data analytics program, as you mentioned. So can you tell us about the data analytics program at Southern New Hampshire University and what is covered within the bachelor's and master's programs?
Sure. So both programs, the master's and the bachelor's program, covers the concepts of data analytics, the process of going through data analytics. And that process includes first understanding the business problem. If you can't really move forward and define your data until you know what the business problem is. So the studies teach the students how to understand the business problem. Once I understand the business problem, then I'm going to collect the data. After I've collected the data, I need to prepare the data. What that means is cleaning the data. I may be getting data from different sources. It may be in a format that is not feasible for me to use for evaluation. So I'm going to transform it. And after transformation, we teach the students how to take that data, interpret it, and now you want to present it. And how do you present it to your business partners? Through visualizations like charts and graphs. And some of the tools that they use, and most students have hands-on experience with Python, R, Excel, and from a visualization standpoint, Tableau, Power Builder, and Excel are used for presentations. In the master's program, it's a little bit deeper on the statistical side. So they learn more on the coding algorithms, learning more about the security of the data, data privacy, the concepts behind big data and how to analyze big data, as well as business strategy. So it's at a higher level of the organization. So master's programs learn from a strategic standpoint how to use that data to make business decisions.
So could you talk about some of the concentrations that are offered within the program?
Most of the concentrations are project management and computer science. So a lot of the students are project management. That's their main concentration. And then they do data analytics on the side or vice versa, as well as computer science. And the computer science ties in because a lot of the computer science courses are concentrations on programming. So if you want to be a good data analyst or data scientist, you do have to understand the concepts of programming and using Python, Java, C, C++, etc.
So why are degrees in this area of study so important?
Well, I'm going to tell you from my experience, and I might be dating myself, but when I got into the field, there were no college courses related to data analytics, data analysis, nothing. So I got my degree, I got a master's in information management, but it was still more on the realm of programming from that standpoint. I learned a lot what I needed to learn about data governance, data management through going through webinars, seminars, and conferences that my companies pay for in order for me to get that skill set. So now institutions are now offering the data analytics as a program, makes it wonderful for the students because now they can get hands-on experience. They can truly understand what is the concepts of data analytics, what is meant by a data-driven society or data-driven strategy, and they get all that on the front end. So that makes them more valuable in the industry, and they can leave their degree. When they leave Southern New Hampshire with their degree, they're able to walk right into a position and have all the background and skill sets necessary to be very successful in that realm.
So my next question is a simple one, but a very important one. What is data analytics?
Well, we kind of talked about that. Data analytics is the process of finding data and patterns in data to make business decisions. So you're looking to do making trends or see what's happening. You're looking to see if I can predict what's going to happen in the future, like weather, for example. The process of identifying my customers' behavior. If I'm losing customers, I'm going to need a better understanding of the customer relationship, data, customer retention, employee retention. So the process itself is, first off, understanding the business problem. What am I having a problem with? And walking through that process of capturing the data, analyzing the data, transforming it, and presenting it to the business partner. And then lastly, visualization. So data analytics should be able to, you may hear the thing called data story. You want to do storytelling with your data. So once I've analyzed this data and now I'm ready to tell the story to my business partner, what I found, how I found it, and what I recommend their solution should be going forward. So it's a very, very valuable tool.
So, what are the 5 types of data analytics and how do they differ?
The tool that we talk about mostly is descriptive analysis, which is based on historical data. So I'm taking historical data and I'm trying to find trends over time, like what products sell the best in the last 3 quarters, for example. So that's descriptive. I'm looking at history. We use tools like models like time series models because we're looking for things over time. The second one that's most often used is predictive analysis. I want to predict what my sales is going to be next year. I need to predict if I'm going to lose customers by doing XYZ. So it's forecasting events like our weather. That's more predictive analysis. Then we have cognitive analysis, which uses AI and machine learning. And those tools are used to kind of help jumpstart the analysis process. The machine learning does we train the data, or we use the data, training data, to tell the machines what we wanted to do, and now it can do a repetitive task for us, right? A good example with cognitive analysis would be like risk management or risking for, am I going to purchase this stock or not? Something like that. Diagnostics is similar to, I have a cold, I go to the doctor and she want to find out what the root cause is. Well, we do diagnostic analysis to find the root cause to a problem. Why did the sales for this particular product just decline all of a sudden? What's the root cause behind that? The last one is prescriptive analysis, and it's more based on recommending next steps. What am I going to do next? What should be the next marketing campaign that we choose for this particular product?
What does a data analyst do, and what is the difference between a data analyst and a data scientist?
Well, they both pretty much do the same thing when it comes to analyzing the data. They're going to take a problem and they're going to evaluate the data to determine how do we best solve this problem. Data scientists go into a little bit more details because they're going to be the ones who's writing those algorithms. They're going to write code. And they're going to use statistical models in order to find out or determine what is unknown. The data analysts they write some code, but they're not as deep as a scientist. They both use Python or R or even Excel. Data scientists will be more on the big data side of it, and they use tools like Hadoop to do some of their analysis and write their code. They may even use Java.
So the next question, you've kind of covered this already, but what tools and software are most commonly used in data analytics?
R programming, Python, Excel, Java are the most used for development. Tools for presentation, Tableau, Power Builder, and Excel has a really good set of tools as well.
And what skills are needed to be successful in data analytics?
Well, you might want to have an analytical brain. A person who is very detail oriented, very organized, good presentation skills, good communication skills as well. And I would even say some PowerPoint skills, because when you complete your analysis and you're presenting to your top executives, you want to be able to communicate at multiple levels in the organization, right? And you do have to have good communication skills in order to do that.
So, what are some of the job roles one might consider in data analytics and in what industries?
Business analysts could stem across multiple industries. Marketing research analysts are in the marketing realm. You have sales analysts. They deal in the retail industry. Sales analysts help determine what our sales look like from a standpoint of how we're going to do sales next year. Are we looking good, etc. Financial analysts, of course, in the finance realm. Healthcare, very highly used in healthcare, in all spectrums of healthcare.
And what are some real world examples of data analytics making an impact?
We have this thing called cybersecurity. The main area is fraud. Banks, insurance companies, financial institutions rely heavily on doing data analytics to detect fraud, prevent fraud, be more proactive with how they secure the data. And it is vital, especially now with so much activity going on over the internet and Internet of Things. So many devices are connected to each other. It is critical in those spaces to have data analysis.
And how is big data influencing the field of data analytics?
Well, big data is just the same thing as data. Only different is with big data is that it's, I don't know if you've heard of the three V's. Big data has variety, velocity, and volume. So the volume part is the big. We have so much of it, and the data is coming from everywhere: email, text messages, social media, just any number of videos, photos. That's the volume. And also variety is structured and unstructured. What I mean by that is structured data is what we were used to in the past with relational databases. I knew specifically what the data element was, what its data type, etc. Unstructured is text messages, emails, it's written form. It could be a video, it could be a music song, it could be any number of formats. That's the variety. And the velocity, the data is coming in faster than we could blink. I mean, it's coming in very fast. So that's what big data is really all about. So when we do an analysis, we want to use different tools that'll help us analyze that data because it is so huge and it's so massive.
So, how does artificial intelligence integrate with data analytics?
Well, artificial intelligence is it's actually helping us automate some of the processes and steps that we use. Being able to take some of the humanness out of understanding the business problem, pulling in the data from different sources. So if I'm pulling in data from multiple external sources, I can generate AI code that will do all of that for me. And that's going to save some time. The human side of it is a lot of the deep analysis and evaluation of the data. But AI at some point is probably going to be able to do pretty much most of what the work analysts are doing today.
So, for my final question, what would you most want to tell others about our data analytics program here at SNHU?
I think it's a fabulous program. I am so appreciative of Southern New Hampshire for even having this degree program. I think out of all the institutions that I've taught at, this was the first place that actually had a bona fide, true data analytics program. Many of them would have courses that touch on the concepts of data analysis, but not a full-fledged data analysis program. And in that program, students get a hands-on experience with the actual tools that are used in the industry today, which will make them more valuable than some of the other students that are coming out of other institutions that don't have that hands-on. And part of a lot of the coursework also includes real cases that are coming from the real world. society. I mean, cases that we did a case on how we analyze what's happening with COVID, So they're getting hands-on experience and will make them very valuable moving forward. And of course, for a salary band, data analytics, data scientists are salary-wise are leading in the industry.